Roush Fenway rookie driver Colin Braun may be a newcomer to the NASCAR Nationwide Series, but he is not new when it comes to road racing. For Colin, it was all about how and where he grew up.
I'm Colin Braun from Ovalla, Texas. Having a racetrack in your backyard has helped me a ton. From a fun standpoint, it's awesome. It's so cool to go out there and be able to just, drive your go-karts and just do it from a, pure enjoyment standpoint. But from a learning and training and understanding racing and things like that when you're 5 or 6, what an apex is, what these changes do to the go-kart, that's been crucial to get me to where I'm at now. I started racing quarter midgets and go-karts and things like that, kind of locally around the Texas area, and then started racing more nationally. Being 14 years old, I obviously couldn't rent a car. I couldn't drive a street car on the road, so racetracks always really had a tough time because a lot of times to get on pit road you had to be 16 or 18 years old. A lot of times you'd have to work a deal with the racetrack where I couldn't actually walk on the pit road, couldn't get out of the race car. I always had to be in the garage, get in, drive it to pit road, and then take off for the race and come back. It was always interesting too when I won the race because you'd always have an issue of whether they were going to have you spray champagne or grape juice or whatever it is that they have you spray. So it was always interesting to see what they gave you. I remember a few times it was actually champagne, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I'm actually getting to spray champagne being 14 or 15 years old.
Can he bring it all the way home?
Got a chance to go and do a couple ARCA races for Jack Roush, and those went well. And then he said, hey, do you want to come and drive the number 6 truck? And we got Conway Freight on board as a sponsor, and it kind of snowballed from there.
The lead has changed hands.
Colin Braun goes to the top of the leaderboard at Michigan.
Passing Kyle Busch for the lead. It was neat to kind of, pass that person to win the race. It was a pretty special deal.
In his 35th career start, finally, Colin Braun is going to victory lane, taking Conway Freight there for the first time and scoring the 50th win for Roush Fenway Racing.
That win at Michigan was really a storybook. I couldn't have picked a better place to win my first race.
Multiple car crash, including Colin Braun.
Well, I think this year has been, definitely not the year any of us thought it was going to be or expected it to be, or certainly not the year that I wanted it to be.
Oh, no, we've got a crash. Ryan Scott, and the 16 is also involved. That's Colin Braun.
We have good cars. We have good equipment. The luck may not have been on our side. There may be a lot of deals that just didn't work out in our favor, but, at the same time, it's my job. I'm the guy holding the steering wheel and sitting in the race car. And, when it's good, it's really good to be that guy. When it's bad, it's, maybe not that fun to be that guy.
Well, the 21-year-old Texan's already impressed a lot of people with his road course prowess because back in 2007, at the age of 18, he became the youngest driver ever to get a podium finish at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, this year didn't begin exactly to his liking. You see the finishes weren't there, but the last 2 he has rebounded nicely. Top 10 finishes in the last 2 outings, and today he makes his 18th career start. Now, it was start number 3 that everyone keeps talking about for Colin Braun because he nearly pulled off the huge upset. April 20th, 2008 in Mexico City, the young driver set on the pole for Roush Fenway and ran in the top 5 for most of the afternoon until the final pit stop. As he came down pit road in the final stop, NASCAR issued a penalty for a tire rolling across, and of course that relegated him to having to go to the back of the field and finishing a distant 33rd. Well, Colin, you almost got it done in Mexico back in 2008. Oh, so close, but it just wasn't meant to be. Now, you've come here to Road America this weekend, run awfully well in practice, qualified 3rd. How confident are you that this is going to be your day?
Well, I feel really good. This number 16 Conway Freight Ford Fusion team has worked together really well. And, I feel like having Ricky Vyers being my crew chief on top of the box is going to really help me out. He's got really good strategy planned out for today that I hope we can stick to and hopefully put this car in victory lane.
Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Colin Braun will be headed over to get in his car here momentarily. As I said, he will start inside of row 2 in 3rd position. Okay, a lot more motorsports coming your way. The E3 Spark Plugs Thunder Valley Nationals NHRA action qualifying tonight and finals tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, both on ESPN2. How about NASCAR Now action midnight Eastern Time Monday on ESPN2. And next week we go to New Hampshire, Loudon, New Hampshire, live coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series Saturday 2:30 Eastern Time. And Danica Patrick coming back to NASCAR She'll be driving that 7 car for Junior Motorsports. When we come back, Alan, Rusty, and Annie will be up in the booth and getting set to discuss what is going to happen here. And Brad Kay talking with the captain, Roger Penske, who told me that he won a race here in 1962 himself, driving in a Maserati. We'll talk about more strategy with NASCAR Countdown in a moment.